So, you want to know the easiest way to quit smoking. Not the most heroic way, not the most painful way you can brag about later. The easiest one. And here's the honest answer most people never hear. The easiest way isn't the method that hurts the least on day one. It's the method that removes the wanting, so there's nothing left to fight. That distinction is the whole video. Stick around because it explains why almost everything you've already tried failed. Start with the failures, because they're the same for nearly everyone. The first thing most smokers try is cold turkey. Just stop. White knuckle it, be tough about it. Cold turkey has one of the worst long-term success rates of any approach, and the reason is simple. It treats smoking as if it's only a chemical addiction. It isn't. Within a few days, the nicotine craving fades, but the feeling that a part of your day has been ripped out does not. That feeling is psychological, and willpower is a battery that always runs flat. Next, people walk into a pharmacy and buy the stop smoking aids off the shelf. Nicotine patches, nicotine gum. These quit smoking aids are legitimate products that help some people, and that's not the point being argued here. The problem is what they don't touch. The patch keeps the chemical addiction on life support while the mind still believes a cigarette is a reward, a break, a friend. A person can be nicotine-free for 2 weeks and still be a smoker in every way that matters, mentally. That's why the relapse comes. The approach that gets closer is the Alan Carr method. Plenty of people swear by Alan Carr's stop smoking, and the central idea genuinely shifts how you see cigarettes. The core of the Alan Carr method is that you aren't giving anything up because the cigarette was never doing anything for you to begin with. That idea actually lands. The weakness is the format. It's a book. You read it once, you quit for a few weeks, and then life gets stressful and the lessons fade because nothing is reinforcing them day to day. No structure, no daily check-in, no one in your corner. Just a paperback you already finished. So that's the trap most people land in. They conclude there's no easy way, that quitting is just suffering, and the only question is how much suffering you can stand. That conclusion is wrong, and here's why. Most smoking cessation apps are part of the problem. The majority are glorified day counters. They show how much money you've saved and how many hours you've stayed clean, which feels good for about a day and does nothing for a real craving at 9 at night. So it's fair to be skeptical of the whole category. But one of them is built on a completely different idea, and it's worth understanding even if you never download a thing. It's a structured quit smoking program called Quit Sure, and you run it over 6 days. It's a 6-day smoking cessation program, and that fixed time frame is the first thing that makes it feel real instead of vague. A defined start and a defined finish, not quit forever starting now. Here's the part that sounds backwards, and it's the reason it works. For the first several days of the program, you keep smoking. You continue smoking during the program on purpose. And that one rule is the entire mechanism. While you're still smoking, the app walks you through guided sessions that slowly rewire your psychological relationship with the cigarette. You smoke, you pay close attention in a specific way the sessions teach you, and piece by piece, your own mind stops believing the cigarette delivers anything good. By the time the program asks you to lit your last cigarette, the desire is already gone. You're not resisting a craving with gritted teeth. The thing the craving was standing on has been pulled out from under it. The method underneath this isn't invented. It draws on CBT, REBT, and self-hypnosis, layered into the daily sessions. CBT to catch and challenge the automatic thoughts that fire when you reach for a pack. REBT to take apart the irrational beliefs propping the habit up, and self-hypnosis to settle the new thinking in deeper than reading a sentence once ever could. That combination is what lets this smoking cessation app do something a book physically cannot. It's the difference between hearing an idea one time and rehearsing it until it actually becomes yours. Now, the part that matters most, because there are a lot of apps to stop smoking and a lot of stop smoking programs that overpromise wildly. Here's the verifiable claim stated carefully. QuitSure reports an 80.1% success rate among program completers. That figure isn't a slogan. It comes from peer-reviewed research published in the JMIR journals, and you can pull the studies up and read them yourself. Pay attention to the exact wording, because it's doing real work. It's the success rate among the people who actually finish the 6 days, not a guarantee for someone who downloads it and never opens it again. A company willing to scope its own number that honestly is a company worth taking more seriously, not less. A few features worth knowing about. You're not doing it alone. There's 24/7 chat support from a psychologist inside the app, so when you hit a wall late at night, there's a trained human on the other end, not a canned auto reply. And there's an in-app community of other smokers and ex-smokers moving through the same 6 days at the same time, which sounds like a minor detail and absolutely is not when you're in the middle of it. For scale, this isn't an abandoned side project. It has over 3 million downloads, and it was created by Stanford University alumni. That kind of credential is usually worth an eye roll, except here, the underlying published science actually backs the claim up. So when someone asks for the best app to quit smoking, or just asks flat out which quit smoking app is even worth opening, this is the one that holds up to scrutiny. Not because it's magic, but because it's one of the few that treats the problem as mental first and chemical second. The patch treats the blood. The book treats the mind once. This retrains the mind every day for 6 days, until the smoker living in your head simply isn't there anymore. Here's what the other side of it looks like, because almost no one describes this part honestly. The fear is that you'll spend the rest of your life white-knuckling past every cigarette, a recovering addict forever, one puff from collapse. That's the cold turkey mindset, and it's not how this works. When the desire itself has been dismantled, you don't sit at dinner staring at someone else's pack. You forget cigarettes exist for days at a stretch. Food tastes like food again. Mornings aren't built around a smoke break. And the money comes back, sure, but the bigger return is the 10 minutes, 20 times a day that used to vanish without a thought. If you've tried hypnotherapy to quit smoking before, and it didn't hold, or you've cycled through every stop smoking app in the store, the honest recommendation is to give the structured 6-day version a real attempt. Not the lazy half-skim attempt, the actual finish the program attempt, because that 80.1% number describes completers for a reason. So, the easiest way to quit smoking. It isn't the method that's gentlest on day 1, because that's usually the one that fails by day 10. The easiest way is the one that removes the want, so there's nothing left to resist. Go read the research yourself, decide if it fits you, and if you start it, finish it. That last part is the entire secret. Finish it.